Today, we're going to talk about Joe Biden's preemptive pardons, the constitutionality of it. Were they just Biden's latest illegal stunt to cause mayhem, or is this a dangerous precedent for America? In this video, we're going to uncover how Biden's controversial pardons are testing the limits of presidential powers, and how the Constitution, the courts, and a bit of common sense might just call his bluff. Because as I did my research, I found that the courts and others kept using the same word that I think would make the Supreme Court rule once and for all that preemptive pardons are unconstitutional, and that Joe only did it because while he and the Democrats he pardoned might like to talk a big game all the time about no one being above the law, the pardons made them above the law over the crimes they committed. So by the end of this video, you will know the one thing that could make the Biden's legal house of cards come crumbling down. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back. So if you haven't already, become a subscriber to the channel, hit the notification bell, and smack that like button because it helps us get our message out to more people. All right, so Joe Biden has done it again. Just when you thought his presidency couldn't get any more creative, he decides to toss out preemptive pardons to anyone who might have committed crimes for him. And I'm not just talking about Hunter here, folks. We're talking about pardons spanning decades, covering his time as a senator, vice president, and president. Big guy energy, right? Now, here's where things get interesting. While the media wants to gloss over this as business as usual, constitutional experts and anyone with common sense are raising red flags. Did Biden just create a legal loophole big enough to drive his family's scandals through? Let's break it down step by step. Article 2, Section 2, Clause 1 of the Constitution gives the president clemency powers, but even those come with limits. According to the clause, the president shall have power to grant reprieves and pardons for offenses against the United States, except in cases of impeachment. Now, translation, clemency, the pardon of the power, is federal only. No state crimes, no civil claims for either federal or state, and definitely no impeachment insurance, right? But here's the thing. The Supreme Court has repeatedly ruled that clemency can only be granted after a person is convicted of a crime. That means no, hey, buddy, go rob a bank. I'll pardon you later. Make sense? What happens when a president tests these constitutional boundaries? Biden might just find out. All right, next level. In Schick versus Reed, the court confirmed that clemency can include conditions so long as they don't violate the Constitution. Biden might want to pay attention to that part. No, Joe, you can't pardon someone on the condition that they mow your lawn every Saturday. And no, you can't interfere with third-party rights either. Now, here's where the real debate begins. The courts have subsequently said a full pardon, once accepted, erases all penalties of a conviction. That's great if you're convicted, but Biden's pardons? They're aimed at people who haven't even gone to trial yet. How do you erase the penalties of a crime when the person hasn't been convicted and subject to said penalties yet? So I wanted to know what the definition of conviction is that would have been common at the time the clause was written. So I turned to Black's Law Dictionary. Here's the definition from Black's Law of conviction. In practice, in a general sense, the result of a criminal trial which ends in a judgment or sentence that the prisoner is guilty as charged. Could Biden's legal gambit collapse under constitutional scrutiny? You betcha. The Supreme Court might just have the final say. And then there is good old common sense. The founding fathers would not have given a president the power to issue a pardon before a person is even charged with a crime. With that type of plenary power, a president could issue a blanket pardon for every citizen in the country. That's just plain nuts to think that he could. The only clear beneficiary of Biden's pardon palooza is his son Hunter. He was convicted of federal crimes. Therefore, the pardon for that is legit. The courts have ruled that a pardon must follow a conviction, and in Hunter's case, that box is neatly checked. But for everyone else, the legality of these pardons is shakier than Biden on the stairs of Air Force One. The Supreme Court wrote that the broad power conferred in the Constitution gives the president plenary authority to forgive a convicted person in part or entirely, to reduce a penalty in terms of a specified number of years, or to alter it with certain conditions. Now, here's the bottom line. This isn't about justice. It's about abusing the system to cover up a lifetime of shady deals, bad decisions, and political maneuvering. And the lefties are already out there trying to defend Biden's actions, pushing his lie that he feared that Trump would weaponize the justice system to go after these people, which is ironic because that's exactly what Joe's Justice Department did, not only to Trump, but to thousands of Americans who supported him. And I'm not just talking about the J6ers either. While Biden is playing legal poker, the courts might be holding the ace of spades. And if they call his bluff, we could be looking at a full-scale unraveling of the Biden regime's dirty laundry, and all those Democrats who broke laws left and right to get Trump will be hauled into court to face accountability for the crimes that they committed. So what do you think? Should the Supreme Court step in and put an end to this precedent-setting madness? Or is this just another day in Democrat politics? Let me know in the comments below. All right, thanks for watching. Hit that notification bell if you want to be kept up to date on the latest news and commentary. I'll see you in the next one. Spread the word.
Why do they lie every time they speak? A puppet on strings, feeding us to see. We're tired of the show, we're sick of the con, but they'll keep lying.